What's up? I'm Shane with Lawn and Light, and welcome back. I've missed a few weeks, but here we go. The power of a Google review. We're going to go through 10 to 12 different reasons that you should be asking for Google reviews and why. But first off, you need an automated way to get Google reviews. Yes, you can ask for them and then send a link to your Google review page to get a customer to give a Google review, but it's not that easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to do that in our CRM program called Jobber. If you want to use Jobber, there is a link in the description. We're an ambassador for Jobber. We do get paid. You get a discount if you sign up through our link. If you already have a system, I'm not proposing that you change if you like your system. But if you're looking for a system, this is an easy automated way that I've proven through this year that it works. We've got more reviews this year from Google using this automated system, I'm not kidding, than I've ever gotten before. Previously, I was doing what I said, texting customers, asking them, can you leave a review, sending a link, and we just didn't get that many. So here we've actually proven that we can. So let's dive in. The first thing you have to do is go into your Jobber account once you get it set up. Click that link to get set up, and then go to reviews, and then set it up. You have to tie it to your Google page. I'm not going to walk through that. There's other videos on that. And then you're going to go to settings. Once you get that set up, you're going to go to settings. And here we go in settings. And then you set up what your first message is going to look like. Here's ours. When they ask for a review, when the invoice is paid, or when the job is closed, when the visit is completed. I like when the invoice is paid because if they pay the invoice, it shows that they're happy enough with your work to ask for a review. They should be. You can set up messages, the email message and the text message they're going to get. So this is ours, serving you as our highlight. If you think we earned it, a 5-star review helps us spread more light in our community. We'd love if you would leave one. This is not just for lighting companies. This is for everyone. Everybody, every company needs to get Google reviews, especially service companies. And here's the text. You can't change that yet. So we're going to go back and look at a follow-up. This is 4 days. This is what I set. 4 days after by text. Hey, if you're happy with our work, we'd really appreciate if you left us a review. You can even do another follow-up after that if you want to. I don't, but if they haven't, my thought process is if they haven't left it by 4 days after you've asked them twice, they're probably not going to. I don't want to bug them, but that's totally up to you. All right, so, and here's the results of what we've seen this season. We just got our Google page set up at the beginning of this Christmas light season. We've gotten 30 reviews. Now that's 30 out of we probably did 150 to 160 jobs, but still it's way more. And one thing that you can do is you can select your competitors over here. These guys, I don't know how long Red River Lights have been in business, but these are some of the competitors in our area. Superior Lights has been in business 3 to 4 years, and they've got 42 reviews, and we've already got 30 in the first season that we had our Google page set up. Longview Lights has been in business 12 years. They have 90 reviews, so we're a third of the way in our first season. Brilliant Lights has been in business for 7 or 8 years, and then here's ours, our local business called Local Lights. Not only that, but guys, hang on. We're going to get into the psychology of why this matters in a minute. But first, you have to have an automated way. So skip forward if you don't want to use Jobber or if you have another program you're already using. Skip forward like a minute, and we should be getting into it. So with the reviews, it shows up once you link it to Jobber, and this is stinking awesome. It's all in one spot. Is that the reviews that people have left you are right here. So here's one that we just got. I'm not going to read this thing. If you want to read it, pause it. It's an awesome review, and you can even type a response. So I've typed a response. Okay, and I'm going to hit reply. Now that posts that to our Google page, and I can go through and hit and respond to all these other reviews that I haven't responded to yet. Okay, that's the nuts and bolts of how you need to set that up real quick on your customer accounts. I've got a dummy account here. When you set up your customer accounts, you want to make sure that when you're typing in their information, you want to hit this communication settings and make sure this review, ask for a review, is on. That has to be on. Click save there, update client, and it will send those reviews automatically. So why ask for Google reviews? All right, we're going straight to the camera here. Why ask for Google reviews? Well, people don't trust businesses, they trust people. And if, a lot, you'll see a lot of things online about, building businesses, and you have to, sometimes people will say you don't need to be the face of your business because you can't scale it. Well, I mean, some of that is true, right? You can't do everything, but people trust people. If you're just a name on a page, it's hard to garner trust from that. So a Google review is a step in that direction of people trusting people. The reviews, a lot of them will say, if your name's John, John at John and James Plumbing is awesome. He did a great job. He did what he said he's going to do, when he said he was going to do it, and how he said he was going to do it, and he charged a fair amount. Okay, a lot of them are going to point to the personal aspect, because how you make them feel dictates their buying decision or if they're going to refer you. And this Google is a referral. Google review is a referral to some extent. All right, number 2, reviews validate identity. They validate your identity, but they also validate the identity of the customer. A customer wants to align with your identity. They want their identity to align with your identity. All right, number 3, people scan for patterns, right? Last time you looked at Google reviews, what are you looking for? You're looking for patterns. You're looking for great service or great communication, or it's worth it. What they charge is worth it. And the social proof of that, if you have a bunch of reviews, is great. Now, they're also looking for negative patterns. You do that. I do that. When I look at somebody's Google review, if I'm going to eat, taking my family there, and I'm looking for a new cool restaurant that I haven't been to before, I'm going to scan. I'm going to read the top comment that Google automatically has. Most customers say this, this, and this about the restaurant, and then I'm looking for bad reviews, and I'm trying to see if they're credible or not. Okay, and we all know that we will overlook some if the pros outweigh the cons, right? Number 4, high review count means legitimacy. You're a real business. If you have 70 reviews and 68 of them are 5 stars, and one of them is a 3-star and one of them is a 2-star, people are going to think you're legit. All right. Number 5, recency matters. If you have a bunch of reviews, or if you have reviews and they're 2 or 3 years old, they're not going to count. You have to consistently add new reviews to the top. Number 6, buyers will use reviews to predict their own experience. Go back to that restaurant example that I just gave. You're looking for a way to predict your own experience. Am I going to have a good time? Is my family going to enjoy the atmosphere and the food? That's the information that you're gathering is predictive. And your experience starts right then. Do I think this is going to be good based on what I'm reading, or am I going to pass? If you pass, if a customer passes on you from Google reviews or from not having much social proof, you've already missed the beginning of the funnel of trying to get that customer into your funnel, into the start of it. Number 7, reviews reduce anxiety, and mainly the what if anxiety. If a customer is looking to hire you as a service company for whatever you do, they're trying to mitigate risk and losses. Almost every person that I've ever talked to has had some type of bad experience with a service company. Okay, we're in lighting. You may be in plumbing. You may be electrical. You may be HVAC. You may be lawn care. You may be landscaping. You may be irrigation. There's so many different service industries where we serve people, right? If we can reduce that what if anxiety and deliver on what we say we're going to do, deliver on what those Google reviews say, then you're going to continue to build more and more and more social proof. Number 8, the local hero effect. You want to be the local hero. Gary Vee talks about a lot in his videos. If you have a service company, you want to dominate your market, and you should be able to dominate your market. And you can dominate your market. One of his latest videos was by making a video on the what nots. If you're a roofing company and you make a video of how not to hire us, I'm taking this straight from him. How not to hire us. Well, why would you make a video like that? Well, because you're educating people and you're becoming the local hero. Listen, I've been in roofing. This is me pretending, okay? I've been in roofing for 15 years, and I've seen so many things that are not customer first. And I've seen so many jobs that are not done well. So here's what to look out for so that you don't have to call me in 2 months, so that you can wait and call me in 8 years when you need a new roof. And then go through the different specifics of where you've seen that other companies are not doing a great job. Now you're building trust. Now you're building authenticity. And then follow up, like you got to follow up and do all these things that you say you're going to do. Number 9, this is a good one. Reviews influence price perception. Reviews influence price perception. If you have, let's give an example of a company that would have a massive amount of reviews. Let's go plumbing, because I think we've all dealt with a plumber that might not have lived up to your expectations, or maybe they did the job but you felt like they charged too much. What if you if you're looking for a new plumber in your area and you're looking on Google and you see 15 different plumbers, and their average reviews are, they have 5 reviews up to 50 reviews. And then there's this one company that has 789 reviews, and it's a 4.8 or a 4.9 rating. And all of them talk about the people are awesome that come to your house. They wear booties on their shoes to keep your house from getting dirty. They are very respectful. They showed up when they said they were going to show up. I got a notification. They asked me what was going on. They fixed the problem, and they charged a fair amount. But the perception of that starts with the Google review. When I say perception, price perception. Somebody that has that many reviews, you're going to be okay with paying them a little bit more if they deliver the level of service that they just delivered, that I just explained, and they hit all the right metrics, right? Okay. The snowball psychology. It's psychology. When people see a lot of reviews, they think, this must be normal. I should do this as well. It's psychology. It's a mentality that all these other people loved it. Why wouldn't I? I'll love it too. All right, so let's talk about the businesses that ask for reviews. You should ask for reviews. But what does that signal? It signals a business. When you ask somebody for a review, it signals a big business that is proud of what they do, that is confident that they delivered the service that they said they were going to deliver, that they met the expectations of the customer. Do you believe that you're meeting your customer's expectations? Or is there something deep in your soul where you feel like, I'm not meeting them? Well, you shouldn't ask for reviews. You should fix that first and then ask for reviews. But it's a confidence level to ask for a review. Hey, I'm asking you for a 5-star. It shows that you care about accountability. You care about being accountable, because all of these things that I've talked about so far are important to a customer, because they want a way to reciprocate if you don't do what you say you're going to do. They want a way to feel protected. And if you have an online presence and they say you did a terrible job, if they call you before they leave a review and they say, sir, at John James Plumbing, all your reviews are awesome. I wanted to really like you guys, and I wanted you to do what you said you were going to do. These things didn't meet my expectations. I'm not the type of person to leave a bad review to mess with somebody's business. I own a business myself. This is a very reasonable customer, by the way. Very reasonable. I own a business myself, and I understand the value of the image that you have online. And so I don't want to hurt you, but I want to let you know that my expectations were not met, and here's why. Okay, what are you going to do? You're going to fix it. That would be a wonderful scenario, by the way. And I think I've had some of those happen before. But the option of retaliation is there to make you look bad if you don't meet their expectations. Customers want that. Not necessarily, I don't think most people are looking for a way to retaliate before, but I think they just want to know that it makes them feel safe to know that you're a business that's online, and there's a way to to get what they want or what they feel like they expected. This is the last one, and this just sums it up. It's like, it's a quick number. This is number 12, I think. 10 plus 2 is 12. It's a quick way to have a reputation that you don't have to explain. If you have 200 reviews and nobody else in your service business has anywhere close to that, it's an automatic, like, okay, hey, they look good, right? All of these things add up to the psychology. Those are 12 things that add up to the psychology of what a customer thinks when they look at a Google review. And they should push you to figuring out how to get more Google reviews. So right now we have 30. This is the first year that we've turned this on with Jobber, and that's the most reviews that I've ever gotten in a year for a company. And like I said, I've asked and asked and asked and asked. I didn't have to. Jobber did it for me. But we could now, all of these people, all of our customers, 150 or 160 of them this season, have gotten this email or this text, and then they've gotten a follow-up. So if I ask outside of this now, I feel like the chances of getting one are greater. And then I can even attach, hey, we'll throw in a $20 credit on your bill for Christmas lights next year if you can leave us a review. What's it worth to you? What's it worth to me? What I pay, if I got 70 more reviews out of that, 70 times 20 times 10 is 700, 1400 bucks. Would I pay $1,400 for 70 more reviews? Probably. I mean, it's going to come in $20 increments, and our average ticket's about $1,000, so it's going from $1,000 to $980, and it's not me paying for it; it's what it cost me, which is essentially the same thing. So, what are you willing to give up? The Jobber program is not cheap, and I don't know what plan. I think it's a Grow plan, maybe, that you get the reviews on. So it's more about what are you willing to pay for automation inside of your system. Now there's automation outside of your system for different places that you can set this up as well that may be cheaper. I like to have everything in one place, and it's easy for me to go through and look at those reviews and make sure that not even have to worry about are those questions going out? Can you leave us a review? All right, hey, that's it for today. I try to go through that as fast as possible because I want to give you the most value for your time. Thanks for giving up your time to be here with us today. If you've gained value, hit those buttons at the bottom, subscribe. Remember, what do I say at the end of these things? Love God, love others, and let your light reflect that. We'll catch you on the next one.